I started a journey where I went through every religion that I could think of and find. So I went to get the Orthodox view of Christianity. I was raised with the Irish Catholic and then with the Protestant view, so I wanted to see the other view of Orthodox. So I went to Greece, studied there for a year, and I said, I just can't believe this. So I said, I'll look at the Torah, I'll look at the first 5 books of the Bible. So I said, okay, this makes sense. They say worship only one God. But I don't believe God would limit his religion to one nation. I think God would want all of the creation, all of mankind, to experience salvation, to experience liberation in worshiping him. So then I went through all the religions. I spent a year in Nepal studying Buddhism and Hinduism. So as I walked by this little section in the university library called Islam, it was really this big. It consisted of like 8 books, you know. So I said, well, this is something I don't know anything about. So they had books by Elijah Muhammad, they had books by Rumi, they had books by Ghazali, and then they had the Quran. They had the Musaf in English. So I said, this is the book that Muslims follow. This is the book that they claim to follow. So I'm going to read this book. And I based my...
You know, my husband became Muslim and he had changed so much and he was no longer like looking. He was no longer lost. He was like at peace and truly happy. And I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, like, what was in those words that can take away all that stuff that we've been, you know, trying to quiet for so long?
I think the #1 change she noticed right away was I had peace and tranquility within myself that I didn't have before. I love my wife. I still do love her. But I was still angry at everybody, so my temper was quick. You know, Irish people have a naturally quick temper. We're known for this internationally. And when I accepted Islam, that all went away. It was like all the weight of the world had been lifted off of me, and my wife saw this. She saw this tranquility and this peace had overtaken me. After a week of me being a Muslim, she noticed such a change in me that she became a Muslim. That she accepted Islam a week, like 7 days, 5 to 7 days after me, based on how much I had changed in that 5 to 7 days. I think what changed for me, what made me have a sense of peace and tranquility, was that I actually, for the first time in my life, had this hole in my heart filled. A lot of people try to fill that hole with drugs and alcohol, shopping. You know, we all have this like this sense of emptiness, and that tranquility came about that sense of emptiness was gone. That void had been filled, and it was filled with this kalimat of tawheed, with these words of the oneness of God, la ilaha illallah. And I felt at one with everything around me, complete and total serenity.
I had no idea that, you know, saying the Shahada would just put my heart at peace. I mean, it's something. I mean, I had searched in so many places and so many different, you know, like holistic and, you know, natural stuff and in different religions. My
mom and dad were angry, and they were angry for a very long time. They stopped talking to me actually for 2 years. They wanted nothing to do with me, but I continued to call them and show up and mow my dad's lawn and shovel his walk when it snowed.
When my son Abdullah was born, and I told my mom his name, and you know, she was upset because at that point she realized that, you know, we were Muslim, and you know, I think for her it was embarrassing, you know, because Islam, I think, is just looked at so poorly, you know, in this country. And if you only watch the sitcoms about Islam and you listen to, you know, the hate news about it, you're going to hate it as well. Now all of a sudden her daughter is Muslim.
I'm trying to be a good servant to the one who created us and sustained us, and that's why I'm doing these things for you. That's why I'm mowing your lawn. That's why I'm shoveling your walk, is because this is your right that the Creator has commanded me to do.
I think my parents had different reactions. You know, my father saw that I was finally truly happy, and he had seen me go through so much that he was just beyond himself with joy that I had come to peace with myself, and I was truly happy. So my dad is one of my greatest defenders.
Now we have a really good relationship, alhamdulillah. They love my kids love them. We go and see them once a week, so we have a better relationship now than we did probably before I was a Muslim.
And you wonder how far you can go. Every step on that road that you take, Allah